Guys, it's Carter. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. Now in today's video, we are going to be doing pretty much a step-by-step guide for swing trading. This is going to be my personal checklist that I always use for swing trading, determining stocks to buy and all that stuff. We're going to be talking about some of the positions that we're in, why I took them, and my process behind all of this. And even during a so-called recession that we're in, we're getting a lot of volatility in just the overall marketplace. So I hope you guys all enjoy this. If you guys have any questions, by all means, ask down below. And if you guys want to learn more about investing into the stock market and swing trading, I have an amazing school where I teach people how to trade and my strategies behind it. And the great thing about it right now is you guys can use code HALF to get 50% off. And this is the last week of that code. The last week. So check it out. I'll see you in there. Do it right now. But guys, let's jump into this here. So before we actually talk about, some of the things I look for, first we need to understand swing trading in general. So what is swing trading? So swing trading is when you buy a position, you hold it for more than a day, but less than 1 year. When you buy and sell a stock during the same trading day, that's considered a day trade. It's a different style of trading. It's a different mindset. And overall, with day trading, you have to be a lot more involved with the marketplace, with the stocks, just because you're holding positions in some cases for seconds. So it's a little more, volatility and a little more risky in my personal opinion. Now, when you buy a position and you hold it for more than 1 year, that's a long-term investment. It's a different tax bracket, different strategy, and you're holding it through several earnings reports and news that the company puts out, and it just puts a little more pressure on you, and it's just, in my opinion, a different style of investing into the stock market. So where do you begin with swing trading? This is a very, very common question that I get asked, and swing trading, all you pretty much need is a broker, a way to buy and sell stocks. On average, I do hold my swing trades for about 6 to 9 days. There will be times like a stock that we're going to be looking at here soon where I only hold it for a couple of days. But on average, 6 to 9 days is the norm. Now, where do you begin learning swing trading? So my personal opinion, there's a variety of different ways, and the best approach is paper trading, using simulated money to practice your setups and your strategies. Practicing it just like any other thing. If you're a doctor, do you practice surgeries? Yes. If you're an engineer, do you have a lot of schooling behind you and practice? Yes. So you have to have that same approach to swing trading. A lot of people think it's an easy way to get rich quick and make side money. But the reality of it is it does take a lot of time to practice and learn. It's just like any other career, and you got to treat it like that. Don't treat it like a hobby, or you'll get hobby results, is kind of the mindset I've always had. So the broker that I use and that I would recommend using is Moomoo. They're absolutely fantastic. They offer paper trading. They offer great charting, scanning, and it's just the broker I've used. So check it out down below. I'll put it down below. You guys can get up to 15 free stock by signing up. But let's jump into this here. So swing trading, like I said, you're holding a position for a couple of days. So this was a recent swing trade that we took on ticker symbol ELV. Now, looking at this chart, what do you guys notice, right? You guys can notice we have this nice upward trend, which is very, very important. Trends are super important. The reason why is because trends, in my opinion, give just more indication of growth, right? If you're buying a position on a downward trend, sellers are in control, and it's just a higher chance that we're going to get more sell-off. So for me, upward trends are super, super important. The next thing I look for is a stock that is on some sort of support line. So you guys can see I have two lines, the blue and the red. These are what we call moving average lines. These are indicators traders use to get some sort of edge. Now, what they act as is actually something super, super cool. So the first thing they act as is trend indication. So you can look at it, instantly know the direction of the stock. You guys can see just by looking at these lines, we have a nice upward trend. The next thing it acts as, and what I really use it for, is something called a support line. A support line is where we get tendencies of getting buying pressure. So you guys can see, looking at it here, we've gotten a lot of buying pressure near and around these lines here, right? It hits it, buying pressure. Comes in contact with it again, buying pressure. Comes in contact with it again, buying pressure. And then recently, it came in contact with it again, and we executed a great trade here. Hopping in near and around this 496 area, and the stock is squeezed up to over about 515. Which was an absolute fantastic trade. Now, one of the things here that I do think is important. So for swing trading, as many indicators that you have in your favor is going to be super important. So looking at this, right, for my checklist, it's very simple. Stock on an upward trend, some level of support. So the support here was the 90-day moving average line, which is that blue line. And this, you guys can see it comes in contact with that same price, right? And we got buying pressure there, establishing heavy support on the pretty much $495 mark, right? It hits it. We got great buying pressure. Boom, sold off. Hits it again, establishing great buying pressure. Hits it again, and we got great buying pressure. So for here, I had pretty much two heavy supports. I had the 90-day moving average line. I also had price support. So I had two supports. So I have an upward trend, price support, and the 90-day moving average line all acting in my favor. The next thing I'd look at is something called the RSI, which is the relative strength index. This pretty much tracks momentum in the stock. So you guys can see this green squiggly line here on the bottom. Now, a very common question I get asked is, Carter, what are my settings? The settings I have for this is a 12. This pretty much determines the overall, like I said, momentum. So anything under, pretty much in my opinion, a 30 to 36, anything under that is going to be considered undervalued. The lowest, that it goes to is going to be 0. Now, looking back at this here, you guys can see it was trading for near and around a 37, so it was a little higher than I personally would like. But looking back at the last time it was trading for 37 down in the bottom here, was all the way back in here where we had this great move. As we continue to go back, the last time was right in here where we had this great move, and then right here where we had this great move. So understanding that, yes, in general, a 37 on the RSI could be a little not overvalued and not undervalued, kind of in this middle ground, but understanding that we've seen a lot of tendencies of getting buying pressure at a 37 on the RSI is very important. So we hopped in, near and around this $496 mark. We set our stop loss near and around $4.89, risking $1 to make $2.34. So you might be saying, well, Carter, how do you know when to sell, right? We have heavy support. Now, another thing we look at is something called resistance. So resistance is the complete opposite of support. This is where we get a lot of tendencies of getting selling pressure. So you guys can see that it loves to get selling pressure near and around this $513 mark, right? It hits it. We got good selling pressure. Boom. We did get a little breakout above it, tapped it, but it overall couldn't hold as, support, establishing, some resistance there as well. The next thing it did is it hit that same price again. Boom. We got sell off. So still has heavy resistance at about 513. Then it recently hit it, took our profit, and yes, it was only 3.4% or whatever it is. And that's completely fine. That is completely fine. With swing trading, a lot of people love to look at returns of 200%, 10%, 30%, whatever. Guys, I'm telling you right now, what makes a swing trader profitable isn't going to be these massive returns. It's going to be consistency. Consistency always wins. It's like going to the gym. If you go to the gym one time, you're not in shape. you're not. If you go 2 times, you're not in shape. But if you go consistently, somewhere along the lines, you get in shape. With swing trading and learning, it's the exact same thing. So I do want to show you guys another stock that we hopped in on, and this one hasn't really been performing super well, but I do think it's important to be transparent with you guys. So you guys can see these are the stocks that we're holding. We did have about a 75%, green day, which is pretty good. Not like 75% growth, but 3 out of my 4 stocks were profitable today, and then overall red day in the market is always good. So this was a stock here, ticker symbol RYN, that I was very, very confident in this trade. And the thing about this here is it still technically could turn around, and that's why we're holding it. But looking at it here, you guys can see it hits this, establishing nice support here right on that 200-day moving average line. The stock squeezed up, hit $34, started selling off, boom, boom, boom. And now you guys can see it did have some support here near and around that 200-day moving average line. So not the 90, but the 200. Here's when I got notified with our scanners. And then it just sold off. Now, is this something to be concerned about? Should I sell it? So for me, in my strategy here, I do think we do have some nice price support here at about $29. You guys can see we've seen a lot of tendencies of getting nice support here. So I'm continuing to hold it, and we'll see what happens with this. If it does break these level of support, we'll hop out. But what we could have happen is have it hit this price and have the stock turn around and go up. Now, overall here, we do have to understand that, yes, we are still on a decent downward trend, which is something to be, kind of not concerned about, but understand that we could just see a little more selling pressure here. But I'm still very, very confident with this type of trade to get at least a push up to that trend line, which would be very, very happy here. But looking at the rest of our positions here, we did have a relatively green day, so I'm very, very happy with the day. And with just the overall market here, a lot of people love to say, Carter, how do you swing trade during a stock market crash? How do you swing trade? Honestly, it's very, very simple. I don't go as heavy in positions just because you guys can see the general market here has gotten kind of crushed the past couple of days. And another thing that I always do is take profit a little sooner, and I'll cut my losses and put my stops a little tighter. It's a simple trick that I definitely think goes a long way, just because you understand that with the overall marketplace, there is a lot more sellers right now than buyers. So you just got to understand that, take profits, and go from there, guys. So I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you guys did, hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, and don't forget to check out my swing trading school where you guys can learn how to find these plays. So we'll see you guys in there, and like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.